Do you know anything about LaserDiscs?
Yes, I do. Okay. I do now.
Why?
Because I didn't play a lot of games this weekend. I had family in town most of the weekend. My brother and grandparents in the house. But then they all took off on Sunday.
In the house, like in the house, or like in
both? Like they were raising the roof and doing the Cabbage Patch and Running Man.
All right. Yeah.
But they were also staying in my house.
Oh,
so
all right.
My carpet's all messed up now from all the hip hop dancing that happens.
Yeah, that'll happen.
That's why you put down the breakdancing.
And that's why you're supposed to. That's why you have the cardboard.
Yeah,
I screwed up. Although my linoleum is now shiny, so
live and learn
from all of the backspins.
Live and learn.
I don't think my grandma ever could have done a backspin. Anyways, I had last weekend. I've had this idea for a while now because I've got all of these old game systems. You know, my NES, my CDX, my whatever else, what have you, and so on and so forth. My Intellivision, and I'm like, don't
hook up your Intellivision.
I'm going to hook up my Intellivision.
All those games are bad.
I know, but that's not really the point.
All right, yeah.
Anyways, you know, I've got my home theater set up as it is with my modern LCD TV and my PS3 and my Wii and my 360 and all that stuff. Everything's hooked up through HDMI, so it's super digital, super clean.
Oh, I can't wait 15 years from now to hear this podcast played back.
And it's a terrible way to play.
Got my hi-fi.
I find it's a terrible way to play older games.
Sure, they don't look right.
They don't look. They're too sharp. They're too clean. It's the same reason why people don't put LCDs into arcade machines. Like why you kind of want some of that
jank.
Yeah, a little bit of the fuzz the CRT affords. So I've been playing with the idea of building up like a retro gaming kind of setup in one of the other rooms in the house. So I just have getting an old wood panel TV and stuff like that. So last weekend I ended up going and buying an old Harman Kardon receiver, which also came with a tape deck. Sweet dedicated tape player, and I'm like, awesome. But then the tape player, I put a tape in it and it just seized up immediately, and I was like, what's going on? Managed to get it working again, which I was very stoked about. That was Sunday morning, and then I thought, I've been looking on Craigslist for stuff for a while. I should just go pull the trigger on some of the stuff. And so there was a listing for a TV and a VCR, a Zenith TV and a Panasonic VCR, both like circa 83. I had to drive like 40 minutes to go get them from a deaf family. A deaf family?
Oh.
Family of deafs.
Russell Simmons?
No, DEAF.
Oh.
They couldn't hear. Which at first I was like, wait, what's going on? I'm like, oh, wait, okay. When she started signing at her husband, like, that's awesome. And all the stuff was in really good shape. Anyways, I ended up spending $125 on a LaserDisc player and 67 LaserDiscs.
Same family?
No. A different listing that I found on Craigslist. I did some Craigslist this weekend.
So
now I have this 6 set up in my other living room.
You've got a lot of LaserDiscs?
I have a lot of LaserDiscs. About a quarter of them I would actually want to watch. There's a lot of just like really older stuff, but some of it's good.
You're insane.
It's awesome. LaserDiscs are awesome. They're crazy. It's such a crazy format because they're so damn huge.
Like you might as well just get an 8-track player at this point.
No. Reel to reel.
Yeah.
That's where this goes. This goes to reel tape
players. Did they
players.
sell commercial reel to reel recordings?
Yes, they did.
They were the small 8. They were the 8. They were the small reels, weren't they? They weren't the big giant movie canister reel. I think they were they were like the little ones. You put them in the little thing,
few inches or whatever.
Yeah, and like the player's like, I don't know, a foot wide or something. You're like,
I don't know.
It's like the things you find smaller than the ones you find in was it Time Shift? What was the
Singularity?
Singularity.
Yeah.
That one with the time.
Yes.
Remember those things?
Yes, smaller than that.
But the reels were.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. No, I think I've reached my. So, anyways, yes. In pursuit of creating this sort of old school living room setup, I ended up going and spending $125 on LaserDiscs. Crocodile Dundee.
Think you can make that room smell like the 80s?
It's getting there. All those old electronics. You turn everything on and it heats up some
dust. And
the thing that's blowing me away is I think I just lucked out, and so far everything that I've bought belonged to someone's grandparents, so it was already like super well taken care of and never used.
Right.
Because all of it's like crazy clean and works surprisingly well. Like the picture clarity is more than I could have hoped for on the TV, and the VCR. My copy of Cannonball Run 2 looks amazing on that. So
does it come with like a Murder, She Wrote like test pattern, kind of the calibration thing? Does Murder, She Wrote look okay? Then
No, that's my test tape. That's my my reference tape is Cannonball Run 2. I like to test all my VCRs with that, so just make sure that everything's tracking is good.
Right, period accurate.
Yes, exactly. So I have yet to hook up any of the game systems, but this is the first start. The TV is so fucking awesome and wood paneled. God damn it.
Does it have a remote?
It does.
Is it a clicker?
And there is also a remote for the VCR, and it's wired. Yeah.
How big is the TV?
19-inch?
Yeah. Ooh, the bigger.
Yeah.
When that tube blows up,
yeah,
you should yank it out of there and put an LCD, like mount an LCD screen in it. Just to keep the wood paneled look, but then just have this LCD in it.
Super flat. It would be weird because of, it's just the rounded aperture of the tube. Yeah. But it's like that stuff looks surprisingly good. Anyways, that was my fun thing this weekend, was running all over Hell and Gone to people's houses and buying things from them.
You're out your mind.
Yeah. Out your mind.
But I'm pretty much done.
I think you should get an 8-track player.
And
then we should listen to Footloose on it.
I was looking at like stuff and I saw 8 tracks and I just stared at 8 tracks and I said, no, that's my limit. No 8-track. Because I don't know. I don't have any.
You weren't an 8-track.
I have no weird affection for 8 tracks. That was never a thing for me.
There's also nothing aesthetically to gain from listening to an 8-track, right? Like with the TV, you can make the argument that like old games look better on there.
Yeah.
Like people will certainly make their audiophile arguments about vinyl.
Sure.
But like, what do you get out of an 8-track other than like...
You get like occasionally like you'll have a song that can't be fully fit on one track or the other. So it'll be like at the end of track 1 and the beginning of track 2, like just kind of halfway through the song or something. It'll go... And then the song will keep playing. You're like,
see, I don't even have like any
ever.
I don't even have any like a nostalgic.
Like I encountered one and they were already out of date by the time I got a hold of one, but I believe it actually was the Footloose soundtrack. Now that I think about it,
I've got a couple of 8-tracks.
The cassette thing was more like I have a box of cassettes and it comes with this receiver that I want anyways. So
you can put it in your car and get the 8-track player, put it in your car, and then you could be in like a Tarantino movie or something.
Yeah, listening to Parliament.
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Do you think 8-tracks might be where the Nintendo tape myth originated?
Yeah,
like
probably.
They definitely look like video games.
They are cartridges. I mean, they're basically just tape cartridges.
Oh, like where people called them tapes?
Yeah. Atari tapes.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yep.
We get some Atari tapes.
I never heard it until Nintendo tapes, but yeah.
They're not tapes.
Well, good for you.
8-track is terrible. It's the worst.
Yeah,
it's so stupid. Even at the time, when it was already kind of on its way out.
But it was cool because you could do continuous play. Like you can play through the album, and then you could skip forward. You obviously couldn't go back.
But you can only skip forward like to these other 3 tracks that were all rolling at the same time. So you would get to like this other point and be like, well, I want to hear the song that's at the beginning of track 2, and I'm at the middle of these tracks.
Well, that's
so
a bad 8-track.
Then it's like, now I got to fast forward all the way around to get to go.
Back. Flip it over.
It's stupid.
It doesn't. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, exactly. Like
the logic of 8 tracks is crazy.
It only makes sense in that they needed some kind of portable car-based medium because records wouldn't work.
Sure, and it was before cassettes.
Yeah. So
what are you gonna do?
So that's the only thing.
Weird,
like home-based 8 tracks, you're just like, what? Why would?
Yeah, but home-based 8-track players allowed you to have big buttons that would be illuminated for 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yes, that is definitely true.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, different colors.
I've been outbid on these LaserDiscs.
Why do you want more LaserDiscs? You want like the ultimate LaserDisc collection?
There's some gaps in my LaserDisc collection.
You have Roger Rabbit?
I do.
Then you're done.
That's an HD on Netflix, though.
Do you remember?
There's a lot of naked cartoon pussy. And
do you remember that? Like that's probably
LaserDisc.
My biggest LaserDisc thing about like. You get Roger Rabbit on LaserDisc, you can fast forward, you can pause it on this one scene where Jessica Rabbit's like spreading her legs and you could see cartoon naughty bits. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much my LaserDisc memory.
Well, come on over. We'll watch the Jessica Rabbit falling out of the taxi scene slow-mo.
Is that the scene it is?
That's the scene it is, yeah. Shit. All right. This guy wants it more than I do.
Isn't there some kind of LaserDisc decay that sets in over time?
I mean, there's any kind of laser rot will happen on any medium like this, you know. Especially like CDRs and stuff. Like,
they just aren't. But that's a different. I mean,
I have CDRs that don't work anymore.
Right. Yeah.
But that's a different pressing process. Yeah.
That's not even a pressing. There's a dye in there, like photosensitive dye.
Yeah.
These are at least pressed in a factory.
Do you know what the capacity of a LaserDisc is?
You put a movie on it.
Well, they're analog.
But like at what compression?
You put half a movie on it, and then half the other movie on the other
But
side.
my player auto flips. I don't have to flip it.
Oh wow!
That is the 8-track of video play. Where it's like
but it doesn't actually flip it over. It's just a laser.
You're
on the
right.
other side,
That is like the stupidest, worst part about LaserDisc. Like, Jesus Christ, you couldn't make this so you could put a whole movie on one side. You got to flip it over halfway through.
Data compression. They could not get that data.
How cool would it be if they made a LaserDisc player that played like a record player, where like you have the laser on a needle and
that would be great.
You set it on top and it just spins like super fast.
That sounds like someone's steampunk fantasy.
Yeah, I would love that.
Somebody send me a picture of that because I'm sure it exists.
But it looks like an old time Victrola or something.
And you're just putting down this giant bare LaserDisc on it and moving the needle. I don't know how those things work. It might have to spin super fast.
My LaserDisc player is also a CD player, so you know.
What? Is that the two different insets on the trays?
Well, it has 2 different trays.
Really?
You have a different button that you press eject on, and it makes the little CD player thing pop out, and you put your CD in there.
Yeah, like out of the middle of
out of the middle of the big tray, or the big tray comes out and the whole thing comes out. It's awesome.
All right, that's pretty cool.
So that was my old ass electronics adventure this weekend, and I thoroughly enjoyed it and had a lot of fun getting the stuff. And now I just need to figure out how I'm going to hook up all of these various game consoles I have to the one system. I think I still have
an RF switch.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is I've got I can get RCAs into the VCR and then go RF to the TV from there. Yeah. So then it's just a question of how I'm getting to that point and what goes where. I guess I still have one of those old switchers.
Yeah, but with stuff like the Intellivision that doesn't have RCAs, you're gonna have to
jack into your VCR coax and then
you have to go get like the 2 clips to the coax adapter or vice versa,
or just put the 2 clips on the TV.
Put the 2 clips on the TV
because it's an old enough TV.
TV. Yeah,
totally has the 2 screws.
Select TV or game.
That's right.
Little also fake wood paneling sticker on that thing.
That's right. Good remote for the TV.
I wouldn't even thought it had a remote.
Oh no, nice. Remote control TV, 1983. This was a high end set
for 83.
All right. Hey, upside. I say, I show restraint in all of this in that I did not indulge or even look at any 8-track stuff, and I resisted the urge to call the dude who had a Betamax player for sale.
Good for you.
So I did not buy a Betamax player
yet.
Not going to buy a Betamax player yet. I've got my VCR. I own. That's the thing. It's like for the cassette player and for the VHS player. It's like I have tapes.
You want my Young Ones tapes?
You have Young Ones tapes?
Yeah,
I do.
I mean, I have it all on DVD now, so I don't really need it. But I just found them.
I also have
on my VHS copy of My Sweet Satan.
Yes.
All right.
Can you rip me a couple of LaserDiscs so I can watch them at home?
I don't know how to do that.
Bring it in, hook it up to the Aja. We'll be fine.
Give me the Aja, I'll take it home.
It's a new revenue stream.
My LaserDisc
selling
rips.
Rad on DVD.
People have been selling bootleg copies of Rad on DVD for a while on eBay, but that's so. There you go. There's my justification for a LaserDisc player. I own a LaserDisc of the movie Rad, the BMX movie that was never officially released on DVD.
So what happens if you put Rad in and then put like the Kokomo soundtrack in on the CD part?
I don't think it will let you put. I don't think it will
together?
let you put 2 discs in at once.
Bummer.
Not really.
The 80s were crazy like that.